But as Claire was saying, what we've heard is a lot of worry from people. And what we want for people is we want anyone that rents in this city, anyone that rents in the country, to be able to stay in their home for as long as they want and not live in any fear that they're going to lose it. We want people to be able to make friends with their neighbors, to build a community, to grow up, and to have those connections. We know they're so important. We want people to have that security, to be able to know they can stay in their home. And sadly, that is not how things are. And the reason we are in this position right now is a direct result of liberals and conservatives who have set up a housing market which is great for billionaire investors. It's great for equity firms. It makes lots of money for speculators, but it's not working for families, for workers, for everyday folks. It's not working. And that is not by chance, that is by design. Our housing market is really good. It's working really well if you've got lots of money.
It.
You can flip properties, you can buy and sell, and you can make lots of money. But for everyone else, it is not working. And that sense of fear that I talked about is a sense that people in this building had before it was purchased by St. Jude Community Homes. Before that, there was this worry that the landlord would sell the home. And so people were living in this house, in their homes, with that constant worry that maybe a corporate landlord would sell or someone else would buy and they would get rent evicted. And that is a fear for so many people across the city. In the city of Toronto, the amount of evictions, the percentage of people getting evictions has increased by over 70%. Eviction notices are going up because corporate landlords are looking at these buildings and seeing dollar signs, when the residents are seeing their homes. And that's the difference. And as Claire mentioned, we have 24 in the Toronto area, 24 Liberal MPs who have not made this a priority, have not taken this seriously. And as a result, people are constantly worried. Their cost of rent is going up. People are worried about losing their homes. And if they lose it, there's nowhere else to go. Well, we can change that. We have to change our approach. And the first thing we have to do is keep the homes that are affordable, affordable. To do that, we have to address one major problem. For every one affordable home that's built in Canada, 11 are being lost. So what we have to do is save these homes, protect renters. This building was protected by a fund that Olivia Chow brought in. Mayor Chow brought in a fund to protect renters. And that was able to be used by St. Jude Community Homes. And so they were able to purchase the building, keep it for the community. We want to take this idea and do it nationally. BC has brought in something similar, a renters protection fund that's protecting buildings, protecting renters. We want to protect renters across the country. And so that's what we're pushing for in the upcoming budget. Unlike Liberals and the 24 Liberal MPs in this city that have ignored the problem, we're taking it serious. We want to protect renters. Unlike Conservatives who are happy with the current system, where they want to sell more public land to the rich developer friends. We saw that with Doug Ford. That's exactly what he wanted to do. And that's what Pierre Poilievre has been very open about. He wants to sell all public land to rich developers. He does want to protect these renters, and that's only going to make the housing crisis worse. It's not going to improve it. Our plan is, let's unrig the system. Let's, instead of prioritizing billionaires and equity companies, let's prioritize families and young people and people living on fixed incomes or seniors. Let's prioritize people over profits. Let's protect renters. And one way to do that concretely is with this Renters Protection Fund.
We're going to go right to the Zoom line today.
Sure. Right to the Zoom line, right to you, Alana, for any questions.
So we will take one question and one follow on the Zoom. Our first question comes from the CBC. Marina von Stackelberg, go ahead, please.
Oh, great.
Hi there, Mr. Singh. Thanks for taking our questions today. My first one is, should the federal government change its decision and transfer further immigration powers to Quebec?
Well, with respect to Quebec, Quebec already has significant powers. As Prime Minister, I'm always open to working with Quebec or any other province around making sure the immigration system responds to the needs of provinces and territories. But my first job when it comes to the immigration system as Prime Minister would be to fix the current system. It is broken in a very serious way. We have heard from so many people how they cannot bring their family members to visit, that family reunification takes forever, that it is impossible to bring your parents when it is absolutely something that families should be able to do. So this is something we would want to see fixed as a priority number one. The immigration system in general has some serious gaps and problems that need to be fixed. And then as Prime Minister, I'm open to working with premiers around how we can improve access.
Where's this guy smoking?
My second question, Quebec's premier just held a press conference where he said his province wants the federal money from Ottawa for pharmacare and dental care since healthcare is a provincial jurisdiction. Do you think that Ottawa should allow that?
Well, we have a Sherbrooke declaration. We support that principle. But what we said for the dental care program, we want to make sure that everyone in our country accesses the program. What it's going to do is cover people's dental care needs. If you're a senior in our country, someone 18 or under, or someone living with disabilities, this program is going to make sure you can go to a dentist and your bill is covered. The federal government is going to pay the bill, and so that you can actually get your teeth looked after. We know that's very important. We know the Conservatives are opposed to it, even though Pierre Poilievre has had dental care paid for by the taxpayers for his entire adult life. He is opposed to this coming in, and the Liberals would never have done this, but for the fact we forced them to. So this is very important. We want to make sure that people in Quebec, as well as people in Ontario and across the country, get access to this program. And so that's a priority for me. But of course, we're always open to meeting with the provinces and speaking about how this program can be better developed, delivered. And with respect to pharmacare, it's also something that's going to benefit the people of Quebec and the rest of the country. We want free birth control and free diabetes medication and devices. That's going to change people's lives to be able to have access to these very important services, these important medications. And so we're going to push to make sure that this is available for everybody.
We're not seeing any more questions on the Zoom at this time, so this will conclude our press conference.
Nobody wants to ask
Thanks so
him
much.
anything.
Thanks for being here. And I look forward to meeting the folks that are out there. Thanks so much, Claire. We're lucky to have you. You're awesome.